Hi, and welcome to another episode of the Latina Leadership Series. My name is Angelica Casares. I am your host. And today I have Kerlin. Kerlin, I don't know how to pronounce your last name. How do you pronounce it?
Kerlin Sabogal.
Sabogal. Okay.
Sabogal. Mhm.
Okay. Sorry, I want to, I was like, I'm going to butcher it and I don't want to pronounce it because I'm not sure how to pronounce it. So I apologize beforehand.
It's okay. It's okay.
So today I have Kerlin on this series, on this episode. And Kerlin, me and you met a few years ago. I remember I have pictures with you actually, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna post them. I'm gonna post them because you were like just a little like a spitfire going back and forth, and I was like, I'm not sure who she is. I don't know. I'm like we weren't really introduced, but we hang around the same people over and over and over.
Oh,
And I was like,
same
okay, I gotta
events.
know who she is.
Mhm.
I have to know who she is and I have to see what she does and the things that she do. So, one of the things that I was already following, but I didn't know it was you who was running it. Can you tell what organization or what nonprofit do you run? Is it an organization or nonprofit?
It's a nonprofit.
Okay.
So the name is the Courage to Be. So the Courage to Be is a nonprofit educational organization that it was born here in Houston
Hmm.
2 years ago. But we have pilot projects in the Caribbean, Latin America, and locally.
Okay.
So that's the nonprofit I run.
I seen the nonprofit that you were running. I didn't know it was you who was running the nonprofit.
Right.
How did you? Okay. So let's start here. Comenzamos aquí. ¿De dónde eres y cómo llegaste a Houston?
Okay, yo soy colombiana. I am from Colombia.
Hmm.
I came to the United States 12 years ago. I came actually to Houston because one of my friends told me that there is a lot of opportunities in Houston and that I could start all over my life again, I guess, because I had been like in that time for a year or so running around the state. But I wasn't sure what state I wanted to live in. And
Hmm.
finally, I made it to Houston and I make it home just because I love Texas and it has been home since. So, yeah.
Okay. ¿Qué hacías ahí en la I'm sorry, Colombia, ¿verdad?
Yeah, I'm from Colombia. Mhm.
Okay. What did you do there? How was life there like for you there in Colombia?
Okay, so my life there, I have an amazing family, thankfully. I'm from a little island, the only island that Colombia has in the Caribbean, which is San Andres Island. And I was born and raised there. And then after that, I went to the capital of Colombia and I got my bachelor's degree in journalism. So
Mhm.
I am a former journalist in my country. I work for national radio and magazines and run the communications department of a nonprofit that has projects in Colombia and Africa. So then after that, then when I finished my bachelor's in journalism and communication, then I decided that I will pursue my master's in bilingual education. And that's when I decided that I needed to leave the country and come to the United States.
¿Tienes tu maestría?
Yeah.
You have your master's?
Yes, I have my master's degree from HBU, I mean, a master's in bilingual education. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
congratulations.
Thank
That's an
you.
amazing accomplishment.
Yeah. Thank you.
That's dedication to like go ahead and move beyond your bachelor's degree and get your master's. Congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. I
La de-
mean, it has been a journey
uh-huh.
because something that maybe many people don't know is that when I came to the States 12 years ago, wanted to do grad school, I didn't know any English. So
Mhm.
I needed to learn English in order to join grad school. And academic English is different than a regular English. So I dedicate my time to learn the language at age of 24 so I could pursue my graduate degree.
That
Mhm.
that's a lot of commitment. Congratulations on that.
Yes.
Okay. So being as de Colombia, te
Mhm.
decides you decide that here you're going to be in Texas, and then you decide to be here in Houston.
Mhm.
How did you how did you start the nonprofit, or why did you start the nonprofit?
So when I came to Houston, I decided I always have been passionate about education. So I decided that I want to pursue um, a career in education. So I started working, of course, my way there. So I started with a master's. Then I joined one of the school districts in Houston, working as a Spanish teacher, a Spanish literature teacher. And then I got my master's, and I became the department head of foreign language department for middle school teachers. Now I'm becoming a principal. I don't know if you knew this, but
No.
yeah. So and now I'm becoming a principal of a schools. I'm already done. I guess it's just a matter of time to get the job and everything else. But so I dedicate my time to pursue my career in education and educational leadership. And once I established myself, I mean, of course, of a career woman and everything else that comes with it, then I decided like, okay, this is something that I always wanted to do, to found an organization that help students, youth at risk, or students that don't have the opportunity that many other students have, not just with the basic needs, but also with a mentorship, workshops, a technology, right? To have access to many things, because I was I'm once that student. Like I was that
Mhm.
student in my country,
Mhm.
and I was my life was impacted by important mentors and
Mhm.
people that did this job, and that's why I am the woman that I am today. So because of that, and because I think that there is never the right time to do something. You just have to do it.
Mhm.
So one day I came back from the Dominican Republic. I went on vacation to Dominican Republic, and every time I go to a country, I visit the schools because I like to learn how the educational system is. That's how
Mhm.
passionate I am about
Mhm.
education. So when I studied the educational system in Dominican Republic compared to my country, Colombia, when I saw that we needed to do work
Mhm.
urgently more
Mhm.
in the Dominican Republic than starting from Colombia. We will get to Colombia, but I thought that Dominican Republic was the country that we needed to start, and that's how the Courage to Be was born.
Mhm.
We 2 months before the pandemic, I went to Dominican Republic and I opened our first pilot project in Dominican Republic, and here we are.
What does your nonprofit do there in the Dominican Republic, or what does how is it going to look like across the other countries?
Yeah, so we have three programs. Um, our name is the Courage to Be. So our three programs are dedicated to our bees, which are our students. So our students, we have mochilas for bees, technology for bees, and workshop for bees. So the mochilas for bees cover everything that the basic needs that the student needs, the support to stay in school.
Oh, okay, okay.
Also to support the teachers. So we're talking about backpacks, supplies,
Mm.
hygiene kits, uniforms, everything that they need. Then we have technology for bees, which is looking for building technology centers in the schools that don't have access to technology, so we can connect them to the world, right?
Mhm.
And we have workshop for bees, so we can prepare them like college readiness, so they can be ready, or at least have the hope that they can have some resources to go to college. So this is how the program looks like in Dominican Republic, and we are on the works on implementing the same programs in Houston. Obviously, is slightly different because the communities are different. So we will adjust the programs according to every country. In Colombia is going to be the same as Dominican Republic, and hopefully we will get to El Salvador soon.
Ah, okay. So you've been in the Dominican Republic for 2 years.
Yes.
For 2 years, where you're going to El Salvador. So what is your next step? What are you doing next?
So right now, like I told you earlier, we're planning. I'm leaving in 2 weeks. We're
Mhm.
going to go there and see the project in Dominican Republic, work with the students, do the campaigns there. We're going to talk to some private sectors because
Okay.
we're going to start talking about the building of the technology center, which is crucial for me. And this is the next steps. Like in 2 weeks, this is what we're going to do, which you're going to see it in social media. And then I'm planning a visit to El Salvador in August, just to go and get to know the schools that we're going to start impacting. And hopefully in September, we also doing a soft launch of our Mochilas for B program in Houston with one of the schools
Mm,
here. So we have a lot of
nice.
work to do.
Yeah. So you do you have time?
Everybody asks me that. I do. I don't know.
You make time.
I make time.
Uh-huh.
There's basically two full-time jobs. Like
It
now,
is.
I'm in leadership and education in a school district, and I'm running this organization full time.
That, golly.
Yes, and I have a son. I'm a single mother of one, so I have a son and
Uh-huh.
everything else
Uh-huh.
that comes with it. You know.
Everything, yeah, yeah, it's
Mhm.
it's a struggle. It's a stress to have any kids. It's a struggle.
Yeah.
So you're moving along with that with the nonprofits, and you've been doing it. So what was it that when you were in the Dominican Republic, what was it that impacted you that you said, you know what, this is what needs to be done. This is what has to be done.
Um, when I went there, I saw that the educational system doesn't provide what
Okay.
the student needs, and they have a lot of dropouts because of that.
Oh.
Just because they don't have the support enough, so the families rather to take the kids out of work. I mean, out of school to work, and unfortunately, they have a big issue with the girls because at 12 years old, at 13 years old, they don't have the support that they need. And the girls think that they have to get out of school to get a husband or doing
Mm.
other activities to make
Mhm.
money,
Mhm.
just because the parents don't have the means to support the basic needs in school.
Mhm.
And I think that I mean, that's terrible. Like that's something that
Yeah.
no kid should go through. Um, and if we can offer them the basic needs and other resources for them to stay, then that's why I said no, I will do it, because this is not. I mean, this is not what I wanted when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So Kerlin, have you ever the process of developing the nonprofit? Have you ever hit like a point where it como te trancaste and you were like, no, this is what I'm gonna do? What was that? Without you don't have to say exactly what the problem was, but what was it that you did to move forward?
In any challenge that I have encountered,
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Um, I mean, it has been hard because, okay, so I mean, you have seen me online and
Hmm.
everything else, right? So
Hmm.
many people obviously think I know that I'm a very confident, a strong person, and I'm super determined.
Yeah.
However, I always have my days of doubts and everything else, and I have been disappointed a few times of things or people that have not honored their word in certain things. But I think that what made me move forward is remembering who I'm working for and
Hmm.
what I'm doing this for.
Hmm.
So every time I encounter a challenge, I said, Kerlin, you're working for this students, and you know your why. You need to know your why. So because I know my why, it doesn't matter what challenge it will come my way. One day I decide that I will do this for the rest of my life, and this is what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. So there is not time to quit,
Hmm.
because I'm not going to quit. I mean, I'm not going to quit because this is what I like. One day I woke up and I said, okay, this is not just a hobby or some type of charity that I want to do. No, no, no.
Yeah.
This is going to be my mission for life. I
Okay.
decided that. So I'm walking that path. Mhm.
That's a good work. Good job. Good work. So you mentioned really briefly that there was you received encounters where there was struggles, and this is why you're passionate about education. Why are you I just want to make it clear, why are you passionate about education? Why education?
Because I do believe that education is a way out of poverty.
Okay.
That is one. I do believe that education will take you places that many other things can't. I have encountered many successful people that have come from um, very hard backgrounds, and I have talked to them, and they have told me education saved my life. A mentor saved my life, and because of that, they are working in NASA. Because of that, they are big business people. Because of that, they're impacting other people's lives. So education does give you a path different from where you came from. So
Hmm.
that's why I'm passionate about education.
So in the work that you've already done, have you seen the impact already? in terms of the education, did students stay? Did they move beyond it? Can you tell
Yes.
me a little bit about that? Okay.
Yeah, so I have worked as a mentor here. I started, right, the courage to be started like that,
Mm-hmm.
and just working with little groups here in Houston and everything else. And to be honest, I'm so proud of some of them, because some of them already, like, there is one that contacted me on Instagram and told me, I want to sit down with you because I'm finishing. I met this student when he was in high school, and it
Mm-hmm.
was a group of students that I decided to mentor through the program of the Courage to Be. And this student, he told me, I went to the university, I got my bachelor's because of you, because your story. And now I want to sit down with you because I want to pursue my master's. I want you to help me to know how can I get my master. And he told me that's the only way I have been able to get through life, because he comes from a very rough background. So people like him, I have other two or three that pursuing careers already in other colleges, and they have contacted me and said me, because of you I applied to design school, and I know I'm capable of this. So yes, I mean, and it had been only 2 years
Mm-hmm.
or three, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Informally, I started doing it 3 or 4 years
Mentoring.
ago. Obviously, formally 2 years ago. But I mean, this is these kids that I met in middle school, in the middle of high school, and now they're like they're going to be. I mean, they have the courage to be someone, right?
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
why the name came from. I mean, you when I choose the name, I mean that you haven't asked me, but I'll tell you the
Yeah,
story.
please, please.
When I choose the name, I sat down in my office and I said, okay, Kerlin, what has it taken from you to do everything that you have done in life,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And it has taken courage. It takes courage to do anything that you need to do in life or want to do, right? It takes courage to be who you want to be. So I
Mm-hmm.
said, it's going to be the courage to be. I did it with a little B, right? Because I wanted to make it youthful, and
Mm-hmm.
also because the bees are working and we work in communities, and the bees always work hard in communities.
Oh, okay. Damn. Yes, yes. I thought it was just a phrase, but you're right.
No?
Communities of B do work together to be able to get there.
Yes.
Talking about community, you talk a lot about mentorship. Can you talk to me a little bit about mentorship? Why did you start mentoring? Were you ever mentored?
Yes, I was mentored before.
Okay.
Like I said before, in my island, I wouldn't be the woman that I am today without my mentors, and not
Mhm.
just my parents. My parents have been great mentors, but I also encounter mentors in schools and professionally that have made me who I am. And I think that mentorship is key.
It is.
Mentorship is key because sometimes these students, they don't have this mentorship at home. You don't have a parent, you don't you have a single mom that works all the time, and she cannot see you, all these that, or a grandma that needs to provide for you. So
Mhm.
mentors play a huge role in a student's life. And that's one of the reasons why we have workshop for bees, because workshop for bees, we tying it with mentorship program and workshops.
Mhm.
I have two or three of my greatest mentors, unfortunately one of them, and that really hurt my heart because she was my mentor when I was just like a teacher assistant maybe.
Mhm. Mhm.
And she involved me in everything she could think of so I could learn and I could start my career in education. Unfortunately, she died from cancer 4 years ago.
Okay.
She saw me succeed. uh, I mean, to that time, to that time, I got the job. I was working for the district and everything else, right? So I progressed in my career. But I wish she could have seen me now,
I got shivers. She
and
would be proud.
I know, and be part of the program because she also was like an amazing educator.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So you've been encouraged and you have been mentored. What do you want to do when you mentor? What should a mentor do to help the I guess the mentee achieve what they need or want?
So I think that the mentor should inspire you.
Okay.
You need to walk your talk.
Okay.
So your mentee need to see that you're doing what you're saying, right? So
Mm.
we need to do that. A mentor should inspire you by example. A mentor should guide you, give you all the resources that once they have,
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
whatever path you're choosing, because that's why you're a mentor, because you're a guide. That means that you can share all your information with your mentee. If
Uh-huh.
you're a mentor but you're not sharing all your information, then you shouldn't be a mentor.
Oh. As a mentee, what makes a good mentee?
To be open,
Okay.
to criticism, right? To be open, I mean, of learning. To be open to the truth, because sometimes the truth hurts, but it needs to be said. And to be focused, I mean, to be focused and stand in their own truth. If you, as a mentee, if you know that this is the what your mentor is advising you, this is not something that you want to pursue, then you need to stand for yourself and say, well, you know what, thank you so much for this, but this is not the path that I want to take.
That's really good. So I didn't know. I myself started seeking out mentorships in life and later on in life. I didn't even know
Mhm.
that's what I needed. I wish I would have done it sooner. I wish I would have been able to do it. So if I say I'm out of school, right, and like the students that you've helped in the past, if I'm a little bit older, how could I seek out that mentor? Does it have to be like in my family? Does it have to be somebody in the workplace? Or do you just have to like see the potential in somebody that you're like, you know what, now this is how I did it, when how the way I found my mentor? I was like, I like what they're doing, or I like how this person thinks. How do I keep my mind and sanity the way this person does? And that's the way I
So
found my mentor. Yeah.
right. So I think that the best advice in this is, if you see someone that you admired and that you want to do certain things like them, ask them. As a professional, as a young professional, you're out of school, you're out of college. As a professional, go and ask them. If you need to DM them from Instagram, tell them, hey, I love what you do. I would love to sit with you on a meeting or grab a coffee so I can grab a piece of your mind. Some people will say yes.
Hmm.
That's how grown-ups look for mentors. Or we also look for coaches.
Yeah.
Now we have professional coaches or life coaches, which is another option. But
Hmm.
if you really admire someone, it's the same way when you admire an organization. My organization is a young organization, but what do? I follow the organization that I have the vision to be one day. So I do, and I talk to people from this organization and everything. We probably don't do the same, but we have the same educational path or something like that. So I follow them, I talk to them, and I learn from them. And I consider them my mentors to build the organization that I want to build.
One of the things that I like, the confidence that you have in what you're doing. Did you
Mhm.
always have this confidence, or is it new for you? Were you born this way?
Oh my God. I think, I don't know if I was born this way, but I have always been like that. Thanks to my mother.
Okay.
She gave that to me,
Hmm.
and my father too, but especially my mother. Uh, has I always been this strong confidence?
Uh-huh.
No. Of
Okay.
course, I had developed this as I evolved as a woman and professional, and everything that you have seen that I have done. Um, However, I do believe that not everybody is confident completely, all the time.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you this. It takes from me a lot to do many things.
Okay.
And even if people have told me that I make it seem super easy,
Hmm.
online and everything else. I know that.
Uh-huh.
I make it look easy, but it's not easy. I'm telling you, I have my struggles sometimes, right? When I woke up, I pray.
Hmm.
When I'm a little anxious or afraid of something, though, on a new path or a new risk that I need to take, I pray for it. I talk to good friends,
Hmm.
and I talk to myself. I talk No, I talk to myself every day. Like, it's like Kerlin giving advice to another Kerlin. And
Uh-huh.
Kerlin, you need to do this. Like, that's it. You need to do it. So I talk to me every day because I'm confident, but
Uh-huh.
no as a super strong confidence people think. I
Uh-huh.
have to talk to me every day to keep that confidence going every day.
I'm taking notes. I'm taking a lot of notes.
Yes.
That's one thing that I don't do. I don't talk to myself. I never when I porque cuando me da me da el patatús, me da la cosa to be like, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. I just don't do it. And because I'm scared. I get really, and especially now, and especially with social media, we're so afraid to be judged. It's so, no quiero ser la persona that, si piensas mal de mí, no me digas. No me lo digas en cara that you think this way of me. And I'm like, don't ever tell me like if you think bad about me. So sometimes it just stops me from just being the real me, and then it stops me in real life. I'm like, I don't want to
And
do
it
this.
shouldn't. Like, you should start talking to you. I
Hmm.
start doing this very early in life,
Yeah.
when I was probably 12 or 13.
Okay.
Obviously with reinforcements of my mother,
Yeah.
but I would talk to myself, and it's like I'm telling you, every day I think it's like I have another Kerlin living inside me, because that Kerlin talked to the other Kerlin
Uh-huh.
and give her the strength or everything. And I always tell people,
Hmm.
like, being your authentic self is showing up for you. Nobody else is going to show up for you. Sometimes I feel super down. I'm a very disciplined person, but my discipline doesn't come just because, like, I'm this badass disciplined person. No, my discipline comes from telling myself, right? Talking to myself and said, no, 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 Kerlin, you need to do this.
Hmm.
There is no excuses. You can make excuses to anyone, but you
Hmm.
cannot make excuses for yourself. Because if you don't honor your own self, who you going to honor then? Right?
Yeah.
So you need to show up for you. There is some days that I don't feel my whole self. Like a few days ago, I didn't feel my whole self and everything. I was feeling like, no, I just want to stay home and I don't want to do anything. Well, guess what? I stand up, I did what I needed to do, and I went to the gym and I did a full workout and I show up for myself. I
Yeah.
didn't feel doing something, but I did it. So sometimes it takes for me to do a lot of things, but I talk to myself, and I don't make excuses for myself because I don't want to make excuses to other people, but I need to start from me.
Okay. So one of the things that encourages you to do what you need to do is because you want to show up for yourself the way you would expect somebody like sí, es como quedarte con la
Right.
palabra que dijiste que ibas a hacer la cosa.
Right, you need to be a man or a woman of your word, and
Uh-huh.
that I am. So if I'm going to be a woman of my word,
Hmm.
I need to be a woman of my word for myself. I need to honor myself first before I honor other people,
Yeah.
because everything starts from us.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm taking mental notes here. I'm just like I'm lost because I'm like taking mental notes. Okay. So one of the questions that I ask everybody who comes on here onto the series, I ask them, ¿te consideras una líder y por qué?
Yes, I do believe that I'm a leader.
Okay.
Um, I have that sense since I was very young. As a matter of fact, I mean, when I was at school, in high school, I was the president of the school and everything.
Okay.
So I had been a leader since a very young age. To be honest, I had no look for it. It chased me, because when I came to the States, I thought that I was going to have a regular, quiet life. Um, and I'm telling you that every time I do something, it turns into something bigger. And it's just, the courage to be. I said, I want to help the students. I told my best friend, I want something small that impact the students. That's it. I didn't know that it was going to become known or anything. No, I told her, like, it doesn't matter if it becomes known or not. I
Mhm.
want something small, no, not too much. And look at us.
Yeah.
Like, we are everywhere now. so so yeah, I mean, I said, like, I always said, I consider myself a leader. I think, because I have had some doubts, I have tried to take myself out of it, but I by now I do believe that is my purpose.
Mhm.
I do believe that is my path, because I have trying to talk myself out of it, and the life keep pushing me in another direction, which is the leadership direction. So
Yeah.
sometimes we cannot keep fighting with fate. We just have to, follow our purpose.
Yeah.
So, and I do believe that I'm a leader because I try to do a lead my team, my people, my community, but I lead with kindness.
Mhm.
I'm empathetic with
Mhm.
what's going on. I do believe that when you're a good leader, you need to care about the ones that are around you. I mean,
Mhm.
your team. If you're a leader but you don't care about the ones that you lead, then you're not a true leader,
Yeah.
because the humans and the people, the one that help you run many things and put you in the position of being a leader, are the most important people.
Mhm.
So you need to care them as a human beings, be
Uh-huh.
empathetic and kind, and then with that you will lead, and you will see more results professionally and personally.
Oh, I like that. I heard you. Lead with kindness and purpose. I heard you from the
Yes.
very beginning. Yeah,
Mhm.
very purposeful.
Yeah.
So, um, okay. I was like, oh, hopefully I'm not running out of too much time. Kerlin, this was an amazing conversation. Thank you so much for coming on here and talking about
Thank
the
you.
amazing things that you're doing. One of the things that I do want to ask you before you leave, is there anything that you can leave us with, like parting words, something that we can remember?
Mira, I always said that, I always tell people, this is something that it got in my mind long time ago. It's two things. It doesn't matter where you come from, but it does matter where you choose to go. And we need to have the courage to choose that path for ourselves. That's one. And the second one is something that I read a few years ago that said, I am one, but I'm not only one. I cannot do
Oh, okay.
everything,
Uh-huh.
but I can do something. And because I can do something, I will not refuse to do that little something that I can do. So, telling people, you always have the opportunity to do something for someone.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter that you have little or much. You don't have to have much to help. You just need to help.
I've never heard that. Thank you.
Mhm.
That was amazing. Those are amazing, perfect parting words.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kerlin.
Yeah.
So if I could find you, where can I find you? Where can the audience find you? Where can our listeners find you?
They can find me on Instagram. So it's Kerlin Sabogal. They can also find the Courage to Be, which is, at the Courage to Be. We also have a website, thecouragetobee.org. And on Facebook, I'm Kerlin Sabogal. On LinkedIn, I'm Kerlin Sabogal. So I'm everywhere. They can Google me and they'll
Uh-huh.
find everything.
Awesome. So if you definitely want to get involved, or you want to donate, or you want to be part of this nonprofit that
Yes,
she's
please
developed,
reach
yeah.
out to us. Reach out through our pages on IG, on LinkedIn, or Facebook. Yeah, or if you want to donate, it's also available in our website. Very clear.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
Muchas gracias, Kerlin,
No,
for taking
muchas
the time to
gracias a
talk to
ti.
me. Si
Gracias.
puedes, just a moment, just wave at your camera to say bye to the
Ay, sí.
audience. Bye. Thank you, Kerlin.